Hay que matar a las verdes, así no se mezclan con las blancas. A ver, una está ahí adentro. ¿Cómo mierda lo voy a alcanzar? ¡Ah! Y dame tu piel. Sigamos. Debe ser la misión más divertida que he hecho en horas y horas de esto. Ven acá. Buscar ratruchas. Qué triste, ¿no? Ay. A ver. Parcel service. No. Maten a las ratitas. Déjenme a mí.
Our victory is their defeat.
Un fiambre. Empleado de HPS. Dame esa mierda de espada.
Okay.
A ver, quietito ahí, quietito ahí. Ah. Podrían como poner una pequeña animación de que lo meto ahí adentro de la jaula o algo. No. No, era mucho. Ahora, ¿cómo hago para entrar ahí? ¿Alguien sabe? Ah. Quietito, quietito. Bien, falta uno más. O tenemos que volver con el tipo. Creo que tenemos que volver con el tipo. Dame, dame, dame.
And I thought nothing fun ever happened in this town.
Las ratruchas verdes querían marcar su territorio. No les caen bien las ratruchas blancas. Es así. Es una cuestión de color de piel. Es una ratofobia. ¿Dónde mierda está? Acá está. Bien, los tenemos todos. Esto. Encontré a tus amigas.
Any luck finding my sprats?
No sé. Las tengo todas.
Truly? Why, this is marvelous! And all safe and sound. Oh, Reginald, Philippa, Vonda, Haroon, Iskander, Evelyn! I'm never letting you out of my sight again! Please, take this. It's not much, but it's the best I can offer for the safe return of my darlings. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
Suerte. Brilla. Bueno, ¿qué hacemos? Te dejo hablar a vos, Eli. Son cosas de familia después de todo.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
Es un placer conocerlos. Les agradezco enormemente su cálida recepción.
I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression.
Una buena
Anyway,
impresión.
You're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
Ciertamente. Eli, ya te has salido con la tuya. No podemos acabar con esto de una vez.
I must agree with your unusual friend. You see, after going for so long without hearing from you, we collected on your life insurance policy.
Uy.
And the payouts have been rather substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
Pues que sepáis que él es una gamberra profesional.
Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Eri, has acabado con estos... No, está bien, escuchemos.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
Si conocieses a vuestra hija, sabrías que silencio es una palabra que no está en su vocabulario.
She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Yo no sé tú, Eli, pero tengo unas ganas tremendas de montar un numerito.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Ok, bueno. ¿Quieren hablar de algo más?
Let's just put this unpleasantness behind us.
Could you please leave quietly now?
Bueno. Y vinimos a Bizancio para esto.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's
¿Qué
garbage.
pasa con tu ojo? ¿Cómo te imaginaste que sería?
I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
¿Y luego qué?
I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
¿Qué tal? Ha llegado la hora de pagar y pienso cobrarme los intereses.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
Estás realmente dolida, ¿no?
I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
Eso me resulta familiar.
I hope you don't think I'm talking about this because I want to be introspective.
Lo que pasó con tus padres, pasado está, pasa página.
I know. This whole experience is stuck in my head like a bad jingle. Just need something worse to get it out.
La mierda abunda, no hay que darle importancia.
You really know how to cheer a girl up, don't you? I would have fixed a drink if I knew we were in for one of these. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
Sigue.
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
¿Y cómo piensas hacerlo?
My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Tengo que preguntarte un par de cosas.
Something on your mind?
No, nada más. Vamos a ver. La única carta que contiene este buzón va dirigida a la oficina satélite del grupo asegurador Gran Alción en Salto de Arroyo, en el planeta Monarca. Ay, no. ¿Qué es esto?
Welcome, intrepid adventurer, to Prosperity Plaza, where the shops never close. Now, make your way to the bustling region of Emerald Vale. Prepare to be dazzled by the Vale's breathtaking lava flows, rated the third most impressive in Halcyon.
Me vas a hacer viajar por todos los planetas, ¿no? ¿Hace cuánto no pasábamos por acá?
Ready to get my money or what?
Sí.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in.
Quisiera cambiar el beneficiario del seguro de vida de Marilyn Fenhill.
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Así que más puedes contarme.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market.
¿Y cómo podría corregir la reclamación?
You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
De acuerdo, pero ¿cómo podría modificarla?
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
Ciertamente. ¿Lo harás o te verás reclamando tu propia póliza?
Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well. I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premiums. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
Esperemos que sí. Bueno, ¿y conforme?
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
¿Ya me sos leal? ¿Qué se siente?
I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
¿Qué vas a hacer con todos esos bits?
Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future?
¿Por qué no?
Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
Esa es la forma de pensar que está mandando este lugar a la mierda.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
Te lo agradezco, pero no lo he hecho por el dinero.
Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
Tengo mis motivos.
Uh-huh. Well, you keep the money anyhow. One of us has to look out for your interests.
No quieres estar en deuda conmigo, ¿eh?
It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
Vamos a hablar de otra cosa.
Something on your mind?
No sé, ¿tenés alguna cosa nueva de diálogo? No, no tenés nada para decir. Vámonos. Aprieta eso.
We hope you've enjoyed your trek across the breathtaking landscape of Emerald Vale, Terra 2's most fertile settlement and future breadbasket of Halcyon. Take a moment to enjoy this vista with a can of Spacer's Choice Saltuna before you make your way to Mighty Scylla, Halcyon's biggest asteroid.
Está en la otra parte. Mierda.
Scylla is our colony's busiest mining center. But don't take our word for it. Ask one of the hundreds of proud Hephaestus miners going about their work right now. You're in for a real treat, because our last stop takes us to a charming little village outside Stellar Bay, located on Terra 1.
Ay, monarca. Respawnearon los cánidos. Caen de una prácticamente todos.
Our skills are unrivaled.
Vean.
Welcome to Terra 1, the most Earth-like world in Halcyon. Take a moment to admire the triumph of civilization over nature. And while you're at it, say hello to the local settlers. We hope you've enjoyed this guided tour across the wonders of Halcyon. Please return to the Bureau of Exploration for a special prize.
Bueno, ¿dónde está mi sombrero, eh?
Oh, it's you. I suppose you're here to collect your prize.
Supones correctamente.
I really do have the worst luck. When I gave you this job, I never expected you'd be so damned competent.
Me da igual, Alonso. Dame el sombrero para que pueda largarme.
Fine, fine. You're entitled to your reward. One certified explorer's hat, courtesy of the Bureau of Exploration. With my compliments.
Bien. Tengo una cita con el director o alguien así. Me prometieron el boleto a la fama por mi aroma bestial. Me estoy hundiendo en el elevador.
We're not gonna do this, are we? Promise me.
¿Hacer qué? Yo voy a ganar experiencia. Vos quédate sentadita ahí haciendo nada.
Great, you made it. Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural.
¿Y eso qué significa?
No, don't question yourself. Just feel the scene and go with it. I got a feeling you'll know what to do. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And cause Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen.
Me las apañaré.
See, I knew you'd get it. Now go in there, find your mark, and show us what you got.
¿Crees que tenemos suficiente con estas cajas? Necesitamos como mínimo el doble. Y que estén roñosas, todas lo roñosas que puedan. Se supone que es una auténtica aventura espacial, y en las aventuras espaciales hay cajas por todas partes. La próxima vez que venga al plató, más vale que haya cajas a casco porro, o te vas a la puta calle. En el guión decía que tengo que robar todo lo que vea. Es perfectamente normal esto.
Well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable.
Ya te gustaría, mequetrefe, esas cajas están vacías.
They are? What an unexpected twist! You may have fooled me for now, but not for long.
Are we on camera now? Because I really don't care to be.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axejack, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us.
Es que acabas de describir... lo que acabas de describir es científicamente imposible.
Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come.
Aquella vez subiste como un cobarde y esta vez harás lo mismo si sabes lo que te conviene.
I just got chills. But still, you'll not stop me now. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place into vaporized plasma.
Casi todo eso es pura invención y lo poco que existe no se ajusta a la realidad.
Plasma's already a vapor-like kind of thing. You can't re-vaporize it. Can you?
Quiet. You're supposed to be an extra. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers because this is the end for you.
Inténtalo si te atreves.
Line. Never mind, I think that's scene. To the break room, everyone. I need my Moab fizzy tea.
Cut! That was fantastic. With actors like you, who needs writers? Let's take 5.
Y me quedo parado acá. Ahí viene. Quiero manzapán. Ahí voy. Un té de manzapán o lo que sea. Y ropa de merodeador, iconoclasta y de... el traje espacial, que supongo que era el que tenía al principio del juego, pero lo vendí, por supuesto. Qué mal, ¿no? Hablemos.
That was brilliant stuff. Do you write your own material?
Los raptidones cagan ácido.
Amazing. Just firm up that jawline, and you'll be a triple threat. I'm gonna have to fire the writing staff. What do those anemic fuckwits know about dialogue, anyway? I'm thinking a whole new script. More pirates, bigger explosions, you flicking a Stogie Slim into a barrel of gasoline. Marketing says that kind of action sells tickets. Here, this is for your work today. I'll be in touch once we get that script.
Hola, acá vive la doctora Chartrand.
Privy's gold-plated too?
Me apostaría todo que la vamos a encontrar muerta y que vamos a tener que investigar qué pasó con ella, porque supuestamente la tenemos que matar. A ver, su terminal. Registros. Cascadia en peligro. He recibido un mensaje acerca de que un usuario no autorizado ha estado mirando los archivos de mi terminal de Cascadia. ¿Sería un merodeador con más de 2 neuronas? Lo dudo. Espero que quien lea esto comprenda que los sacrificios realizados en Monarca y la HRS 1084 son por un bien mayor. Algún día, cuando hayamos alcanzado un nuevo estado de existencia, la humanidad perdonará mis pecados. ¿Podría estar la HRS 1084 en peligro también? Si alguien ataca el proyecto, me corresponde a mí defenderlo. Quedamos muy pocos. Mis peores sospechas se han confirmado. Han saqueado la HRS 1084. ¿Quién sabe lo que pasaría con los tanques de suspensión? Con mi equipo. Para variar, mis superiores de la Junta no son de la menor ayuda. Hasta que no les envíe unos resultados que puedan replicar, empaquetar y propagar para la población general, solo quieren silencio y obediencia por parte de gente como yo. Sin duda hay algún tipo de conexión con los matones que accedieron a mis notas sobre Monarca. El proyecto necesita que protejan todos los recursos de la investigación con mi vida. Ha llegado el momento de cumplir con esa promesa. Las circunstancias no eran para nada óptimas en los laboratorios primario y secundario. La inestabilidad política me arrebató Cascadia delante de mis narices. y una combinación de claustrofobia y paranoia echó a perder la HRS 1084. Quizá mi casa en la impertérrita Bizancio me ofrecerá el descanso que necesito, aunque echo de menos trabajar con colegas. Sé que apenas me merecía aquellos de cuya compañía disfruté, a quienes perdí. Continúo trabajando aislada, en solitario, como quizás debería ser. Desde que nuestra especie empezó a ser consciente de sí misma, impusimos nuestra superioridad en los mundos que encontramos a nuestro paso. El colonialismo funcionó durante un tiempo, pero nuestro truco más viejo no funcionó en acción, ¿verdad? Ahora somos nosotros los que debemos doblegarnos ante una fuerza mayor que la nuestra. Somos nosotros quienes debemos adaptarnos. Actualización: el vino me pone demasiado introspectiva, quizás pueda nivelarlo con vodka. Acceso al laboratorio bloqueado. Desbloquear entrada. Ahí está. ¿Dónde está la entrada del laboratorio? Está abajo. ¿Y cómo accedemos ahí? No sé. ¿Dónde está la salida? O sea, mierda. Parvati, avispate, Parvati, ¿a dónde vamos? Si mis ojos no sirven, tienen que servir los tuyos. Ah, fascinante. Bueno, ¿qué vamos a hacer? La vamos a matar a esta. Supuestamente está compinchada con los alienígenas.
The size of this basement. If someone back home wanted to make a secret lab, they'd have to put it in a closet.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
Lilia Hagen me ha enviado a matarte.
Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen.
Lilia dirige chatarra Sublight en la Pionera. Es una buena jefa, pura energía.
That's a gentlemanly way of putting it, Captain. She's obsessed with aliens.
This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker.
Pero has estado en Cascadia y en la estación 1084. Conozco todos tus trapos sucios.
What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks.
Lilia tiene órdenes de arrojar por las clusas a tus amigos los bellos durmientes si no me pongo en contacto.
I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt them. Too many people have been harmed on my account.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
¿Siempre tienes guardias corporativos en casa?
It seems I have you to thank for my current house guests.
Dices que todo esto es por los cultivos.
Our produce might get us through the day, but we're getting weaker as a species, and sicker.
¿Y el
Lack of
salatón?
nutrition also spread like a sickness through Edgewater.
Is that why everyone in Edgewater was so sick? Not a plague, but...
Comían siempre lo mismo.
The lack of usable nutrients is compromising our immune systems. Under these conditions, even the common cold could seem like a plague. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
Un momento, ¿qué hay de los alienígenas?
Look around. We're the only intelligent aliens in Halcyon.
Ah. La adaptación no salvó a tu equipo de investigación.
Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
Acabaste con un montón de científicos valiosos y no diste con ninguna solución.
I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
¿El Cornelius Vanderbilt no es uno de los cruceros de asalto de la que patrulla el Sion?
It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
I can certainly understand why.
¿Qué estará pasando en la
How'd you
Tierra?
lose half a pair of ships like it were a sock?
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace.
Lilia me envió a investigar una conspiración, pero parece que en vez de eso me he encontrado un encubrimiento.
I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
¿La Junta quiere adaptar a toda la población del Sion?
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off halcyon crops.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying.
Basta de cháchara, ¿qué hacemos ahora?
You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
¿Conoces a Phineas Wells? Si trabajas con él te perdonaré la vida.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
Entonces no hay ninguna conspiración alienígena.
Alien conspiracy? No. What, did you hit your head on your way in or something? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
Te puedo dar... ¿Y si te doy 2332 razones?
That'll do, sucker. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her. Tidying up and such.
Is it done?
He hablado con Chartran, no voy a matarla.
Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? Or are we finished here?
Malinterpretaste la investigación de Chartran. Tiene en sus manos la opción más viable para sobrevivir en Alción.
You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
You think maybe she's got an itchy trigger finger? I don't want to find out.
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted here.
Adiós, Lilia.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
¿Hablas de mí, Hortensia?
Access to Byzantium is impossible without a proper nav key. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to be somewhere else.
Déjamela a mí.
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking.
Con elegancia, he de decir.
Admittedly. Now if only you could gracefully take a shower, preferably in whatever hovel you came from. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness.
Es toda una bizantina, sí. Si la Junta no permite que entre gente en Bizancio, ¿cómo conseguiste llegar hasta aquí?
I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see.
¿Qué significa RIP?
Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? That was him. Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically the same thing. It was a very long list.
¿Qué más ideas se le ocurrieron?
Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple, but he insisted. Everyone loves the purple ones. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him in a dream. He was a true visionary, so far ahead of his time.
Espera, ¿qué hiciste tú para poder vivir aquí?
I just told you. My grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from him.
Heredar bits no es lo mismo que ganarlos uno mismo.
Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible, objective measure of success. And success isn't given to you, it's earned. My grandfather taught me that. If you have wealth, you're successful, and if you're successful, you must have earned it. Honestly, it's a simple concept.
Ya veo.
You're welcome. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee?
¿Qué tiene de malo que llegue gente nueva a Bizancio?
What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse.
¿Qué es la jubilación anticipada?
The worst thing to happen to Halcyon. A contest that gives even the lowliest, most inefficient workers a chance to live in Byzantium. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair?
Bueno, la mayoría de sorteos esconden alguna trampa, así que técnicamente...
Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
Oh, we get paid this time. I like this plan.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you?
Es que lo hago porque sos adorable. ¿Por qué iba a ayudarte a cumplir con un objetivo tan egoísta?
Did you miss the part where I said I'd pay you? That's all the reason someone like you should require.
Adoro el dinero.
Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, Vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs.
¿Y qué querés? ¿Mate a los viejos? ¿Cómo conseguiste los códigos de acceso?
The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital.
Debería irme.
Welcome to the Musgrave Family Collection. Still a work in progress. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating.
Espectáculo de cánidos. No he oído hablar de ningún espectáculo de cánidos.
Exactly. You do catch on fast. Now then, how can I help you?
Estoy buscando a Clarence Quasi.
Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his Canid Laplace into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
Y todo este secretismo, este lugar no es precisamente complicado de encontrar.
We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activities. Secrecy contributes to a feeling of indecency. The Musgrave family collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. Scandalous, isn't it?
Así que este lugar iba a ser un museo, ¿qué pasó?
That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you.
Claro que sí, ¿no te acuerdas de que ya he aceptado tu absurda cláusula de confidencialidad?
That's a fair point. All right, I'll tell you. But just keep this between us. The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon. Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. We haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well...
Robado.
I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes. Let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else?
No. ¿Y yo puedo extraviar alguna cosa de acá? Alguno con nombre. Algún ciudadano bizantino simpático que quiera tirarme mierda por no ser rico. Responsable de cánidos.
I don't suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I simply don't know what to do about his condition.
Le has llamado Anubis a tu canido.
Oh, naturally. All our canids are named after the legends of the old pharaohs. Family tradition, you see. You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch.
Ese debe ser el problema.
Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his Saltuna.
Mira el pobre bicho, está harto de salatún. ¿Por qué no le das algo rico de verdad?
Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favors to his digestive system. I suppose I have been spoiling him with Saltuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited edition Rizzo's CCN 76 chocolate bars.
¿Chocolate para un perro? No, estás mal de la azotea, no toleran el chocolate.
Really? I had no idea. I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum.
Sí, es preferible.
You've been a world of help. I'll leave a good word on your permanent record.
Bien. Son de la junta, ¿eh? No me puedo meter ahí. No. Ascensor a alguna parte. ¿Dónde está el tipo este cuasi?
Oh, you don't have to be scared of these canids, Captain. I don't think they're gonna hurt you.
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant idea.
Is this about canid hunting? We've been over this.
Not now, please. I'm a little too busy, you know.
Tiene nombre y no quiere hablar. Vos. O vos.
Hey, Maverick Johnston's newest star. I've got a question for you. Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows?
¿Cómo dices?
Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility.
¿Eres Clarence Quasi?
What gave me away? Wait, don't tell me. You've read my monograph, Putting the Us in Calculus, or How to Use Mathematics to Find Your Statistically Significant Other. I'm afraid I don't really do autographs, but yes, I am Clarence Mostly.
Ese nombre me resulta familiar. Es por la empresa Quasimuebles, ¿no?
Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing.
Te estaba buscando. Eres el último miembro conocido del Proyecto Gorgona.
Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party.
¿Quieres seguir viviendo todo el momento? Pues ayúdame a deshacer el bloqueo de emergencia.
I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason.
¿Qué te parece este? Voy armado hasta los dientes.
Right, of course. Thank you for reminding me. Point well taken. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way we don't have to rely on mutual trust. The Grand Prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have.
¿Qué importancia tiene el trofeo?
My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him.
Creo que nunca he escuchado nada más típico de Bizancio.
Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it?
Volveré con el trofeo.
Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium.
Sé lo que hago, Clarence, gracias.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I look forward to observing your results.
Espera que... Vos...
This is a private party. No solicitors. No vagabonds. No freelancers. If you're here to offer your services as an entertainer, we're not interested.
Bonito trofeo, sí señor.
Why, thank you. It's custom-made for our Canid Review, which ended a few days ago. The Judiciary Committee is still deliberating over the winner. In 8 to 10 short weeks, we'll have the name of a winner. Probably. That gives us 8 to 10 weeks to file a maintenance request. Our technician barred the vault door and then disappeared without a trace. Can you believe that?
Qué calamidad. Es increíble que estamos rodeados de incompetentes.
Now you're speaking my language. The Musgrave Vault contracted a security consultant from UDL. They sent a technician to install a few security upgrades. Anti-dissident automechanicals and the like. That technician barred the vault, but neglected to leave us with a way in from here. He wasn't seen leaving the security room, so I can't imagine where he's gone off to.
No hay otro modo de acceder a la sala de trofeos. ¿Qué hay de los túneles de mantenimiento?
The tunnels are guarded by automechanical security. I don't look nearly boorish enough to resemble a UDL guard, so they'd probably shoot me on sight. In any case, I'd rather not step foot in the tunnels. The tunnels are for disposing of unwanted refuse, and no place for a respectable Byzantine.
Ya buscaré el modo de acceder a la cámara, así que no tendrás que mancharte las manos.
Your eagerness to serve your betters is commendable. Here's a key card. It should help you get around inside the tunnels. Now, was there anything else? I'd like to get back to mastering over the ceremonies, or people might question why I have this role at all.
Me marcho. Mira, no puedo saltar acá. Abajo. Y nos vamos a manchar un poquito. ¿Será ahí? Bien. Un fiambre. ¿Qué tenías? Se ha aplicado cera para suelos con fragancia de pinagol. Se ha evaluado la zona conforme a los estándares estéticos de Bizancio. Se ha reubicado la basura. Se han instalado automecanoides antidisidentes con el fin de garantizar la higiene moral y civil. La normativa de la Junta prohíbe estrictamente manipular, alterar o deshabilitar de cualquier otro modo los automecanoides de higiene moral. Se ha colocado un caramelo de cortesía. Y no me vieron. Increíble. Qué peligro, ¿no?
Great work.
No sé. Si no hay un láser o algo así, llego a desactivar eso y saltan todas las alarmas. Cosa muy probable. O me vas a decir que no tenían ningún sistema de seguridad ahí acorde. Bueno.
If there's one thing I've learned traveling with you,
Ay,
it's
Dios.
that theft is but a state of mind.
Ah, no puedo salir por ahí. Arriba. Vientos. Ay. Qué misiones tontas. ¿Dónde estás? Hecho.
You know, the careers of 9 out of 13 actors end after their debut serial. Enjoy the fame while it lasts.
Hoy es tu día de suerte, Clarence. Tengo tu trofeo.
My trophy! Look at this thing. Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly.
Ya he cumplido mi parte del trato, espero que tú hagas lo mismo.
Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers. Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error.
Has descubierto su ubicación con análisis estadísticos. ¿Me enseñas tus cálculos?
I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a Spacer's Choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the two most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe.
Así que tampoco te has desentendido del proyecto Gorgona del todo.
Nonsense. I just needed a good old-fashioned statistical problem to busy my mind. Keeps the faculties lubricated.
Dices que has dejado atrás el pasado, pero todavía te sientes responsable.
Let me stop you there. I don't accept anything for free. And if you're going to analyze me, I'd have to go through the trouble of hiring you on contract. Think what you will of my intentions, my calculations are sound. You'll find Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe at the enclosed locations.
Entonces esos dos investigadores son los únicos que quedan.
As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only two surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way.
Me hacen falta dos solicitudes de cancelación diferentes para deshacer el bloqueo. Es que en esta colonia no hay nada sencillo.
I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? A wild sprat chase? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocols are just as inefficient and frustrating as their manufacturing.
Solo me hace falta saber eso.
Try to exercise caution. It's good for your lifespan.
Oh, Clarence, te preocupas por mí.
You did fetch a trophy for my little applause. Technically, that makes you my canid servant. And by the transitive property of employment, my responsibility.
Caray.
No need to sound so astonished. Now, was there anything else?
No, nada más. Me ha encontrado este ojo.
My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one.
Toma tu ojo, no quiero seguir llevándolo en el bolsillo.
Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record.
¿Cómo perdiste el ojo?
I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no.
Ok, te dejo lo tuyo.